I am of the Generation Z, also known as a Zoomer, or, for those of you in Britain, Generation Z. And I, of course, am a Millennial, otherwise known as the shittiest generation. Do you know at least one person with a gender-neutral pronoun, such as they or them? You live your life in a constant spiral of depression and angst? Do you use the Game Boy or the Game Boy Color? Do you remember some common euphemisms for George W. Bush? If so, what are they? I'd like to use them. Are you insane? Do you use the Game Boy Advance? Do you remember what George Bush looked like? How he smelled? How he tasted? Do you remember any of that? Suppose I were to say to you right now, welcome to the future. Would you be excited or disappointed, and why? What about Clinton? Do you remember how he tasted? Am I a techno god? Remember the Game Boy Advance? It wasn't that good. I liked my Game Boy Color just fine, thank you very much. If I were cast for the lead role in the classic 1980s film Flight of the Navigator, would they accept me? What type of Intel chip do I use? How many Asian friends do you have? How many black friends do I have? How many friends do you have? Not of any one race, just of any friends. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? What's your problem? How many celebrities have you met? Am I alienated in my work ethic? How many celebrities have you eaten Chinese food with? Is this considered business casual attire in the year 2025? How many celebrities have you visited? Do I wear this visor because I have some sort of visual condition, or just to look cool? Do you know how many times I've cried myself to sleep? Take that number you just guessed and multiply it by 1,000. How many computers do you own? 50? 1,000? Are you planning on buying more? I'm a millennial. How many continents do you think there are? Guess what? There are more continents than you thought there were. Did you know that millennials are the generation that's most likely to get a haircut? Do you know what this means? Do you want some apple juice? I bought a carton of it at my local Costco. I don't know why I did. It's way too much apple juice, but I'm stuck with it now, so if you want any. Do you hate the past? Do you have a fervent hatred for the past? A rage for the past? Do you really hate the past? Like hate it? I don't mean like kind of hate it. I mean like seriously. Hate it with every fiber of your being. Do you remember Friends? I remember Friends. It was like they were friends, and they were all living together, or some of them were living with each other, and then they all got in front of a fountain and got drunk, and they all took their clothes off. It was Friends. Do you hope that sometime the ship The Navigator from the classic 1980s movie Flight of the Navigator will come and pick you up, and you can go and live in Orlando forever? Do you remember using Google? It was Google. It happened. Please, somebody tell me. Google happened. I know it did. Of course it did. Are you living? How can you be sure you're alive? What if you are actually dead and this is all fake? Remember, no matter what generation you are, you're a generation.